Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. My husband and I were getting ready to get dressed to go out for a wonderful romantic evening, and I started to think, I bet you a lot of you are getting off from work, coming from other events, and thinking to yourself, what am I going to do for my Valentine? We always want to get flowers and the traditional things, and I thought, what could we do that they probably would appreciate even more, something we can make ourselves. They think we spend a lot of time, but we really didn't. And this is one of my treats I love to make for my husband on special occasions. Now you're probably thinking, what is it, strawberries for Valentine's Day, really? I got news for you, it's just not strawberries. These are chocolate covered strawberries. And you've seen them before. You paid a whole lot of money when you purchased them, thinking that you're doing a great thing and not realizing how simple they are to make. So I want to show you literally as we're trying to run upstairs and get ready to get out the door, how quick it is for me to make these chocolate covered strawberries and present them, and you think that they spend a whole lot of time. So let me show you what we have here. So these are basic strawberries you get from the store. If I had time and actually found them, I would have got the huge one. These are pretty good size too as well. Now the key with the strawberries is to make sure you of course rinse them and then let them dry. I like to pat them down and then let them air dry a little bit, because if they don't air dry, it's going to be hard for the chocolate to adhere. That's one of the biggest things. I say leave the stems on too as well, because it gives it a nice little look if you leave the stems on. Now, you're thinking to yourself, here's a nutritionist asking us to eat chocolate on Valentine's Day. Who can't have chocolate on Valentine's Day? But I got news for you. This is actually good for you. These are dark chocolate covered strawberries. Now, when you're looking for dark chocolate, we know how good dark chocolate is for us. It has wonderful antioxidants, has potassium, iron, magnesium, manganese, and the list goes on of the wonderful things that are in dark chocolate. But remember to get at least 70% cocoa. What I've got is Ghirardelli's. Now this is 60%. It was hard finding 70%, but 60% is pretty close. And again, you want to get the dark chocolate, not the milk chocolate. The dark chocolate, again, have the wonderful antioxidants that are good for you. But keep in mind, even though it's dark chocolate, you still can't eat tons and tons of it. This is why I like the concept of the chocolate covered strawberries. This is going to shock you. But when I finish each one of these strawberries, they're only going to be about 25 or 30 calories each. Now that is worth it. It gives you the illusion you're eating a lot of chocolate and eat a lot of sweets when actually you're not. So this is why I love the concept of making the chocolate covered strawberries. So let me show you how simple it is to make them. So we want to take the chocolate. I showed you the Ghirardelli chocolate, but of course it can be any type, right? You want to use 1 cup of the morsels, the dark chocolate morsels. You see those? It's the typical little morsels you'll buy to make chocolate chip cookies and all those things, right? And the only other thing you need, believe it or not, is a little oil. Now I've chosen to use organic canola oil, but you can use any type of oil. I would shy away probably from extra virgin olive oil. This is the one time I'm going to tell you, one of the few times I'm going to tell you to shy away from extra virgin olive oil, because they have such a distinctive flavor. We don't want it to change the unique flavor of the chocolate. And watch how simple this is. All I want you to do is to grab a nice bowl. You're going to pour your cup full of chocolate morsels in, and you only need about a teaspoon. I've been cooking long enough, I can measure about a teaspoon just at a glance. And that's all you need. It's just that simple. Now what I'm going to do is go right to the microwave. I'm going to talk to you as this is going, but I want to show you exactly how you go about doing this. I'm going to start at a minute, but I like to check in on it about every 25 or 30 seconds. The reason I'm checking in on it is because you do not want that chocolate to burn. A lot of people like to use a double broiler on top of the stove in order to get the chocolate just right. But guess what? The microwave is wonderful to melt this chocolate. The key is just to watch it so it doesn't burn on you. So they will say put it in for a minute, then check on it. I do about 30 or 40 seconds, and then I'm going to go and check on it. And I'll show you what it looks like and how simple it's going to be to complete this. Now, once you've done that, you want to go back. It's already been over 30 seconds because I've been talking. So let me show you. It still appears to have not changed, but if I stir, you see what's happening? You see how it's melting? So I like to stir it up very well. And then I'm going to put it back into the microwave again, perhaps for another 20 to 30 seconds. We'll go ahead and start that up again. So while that is going and melting, I want to talk about something else. I did hold up the white chocolate for you. Now, you can use this. I'm not a big fan of white chocolate because, believe it or not, there's no such thing as white chocolate. This is pretty much confection, and it looks like morsels of chocolate chip, but the inside of here is just really candy. It's really not chocolate per se, but it's nice to use as an accent. So let me pull that out again. So remember I told you we're doing this slowly because we want to make sure it don't burn. So you see how it's starting to really come together nicely? I suspect it only needs about 10 or 15 more seconds and we have it right where we need. And we're only talking a minute. I've only had it in there a minute so far and we're looking at this beautiful chocolate already. So I'm going to do another 15 seconds. That's all we need, right? And while we're doing that, I want to show you, I've already took some of the white chocolate and I melted it in similar fashion as the dark chocolate. And so what we got here, just a little creamy bit. And I'm going to show you some of the things you can do with that too as well. We should be all ready to go now. So that literally, look how beautiful. And we're only talking about a minute and 20 seconds. And now we got this beautiful, beautiful milk chocolate ready to go. Now that we're there, I'm going to actually leave the spoon in because I want to show you a little technique most people don't think about. So one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to move the strawberries over here. You can actually work from another pan, but my husband and my boys always talk about I use too many dishes. So I've learned how to kind of narrow it down to one if possible so you don't have so much to clean in the kitchen. So you want to grab the top of that stem, top of the strawberry. You're going to dip it in. Now, a lot of people sometimes will tell me they drop the strawberry and think crazy things happen. Now, I like that much, but if you want a little bit much, watch what I'm doing with the spoon. I'm taking the spoon and I'm helping it to guide me on where to put the strawberries. The chocolate. So once you do that, let it drip nicely and place it on the pan. You see how simple that was? Now, some of you will say, why don't you just dip the entire thing? Yeah, you can do that too, I imagine. For you who would like all that little extra chocolate on there, I tend to like to leave a little bit of the strawberry exposed so you can get a little difference with it. You see that? And then drop it right on. Just that simple. Can you believe that? All that time and money you spent thinking that you were doing something that was very difficult and had no idea that it was this simple to make. How cool is that? Right? Now, I'm not going to do all these just for the sake of time because we have to get ready to head out for the evening. And I'm so looking forward to spending it with my love of my life. We have a wonderful evening planned with our marriage ministry at our church. Wonderful evening where we actually call what's called Love Jones, where we're going to have people actually doing wonderful poetry along with music and dinner. It's going to be a really nice evening. I'm really looking forward to it. So those are some samples. So for the sake of time, I want to show you what the finished product looks like. How wonderful, wonderful is that? Now with the white chocolate, you have some options. Now these have already been in the refrigerator. By the way, you want to sit it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. That's all you need. So altogether, you can do this in 20 minutes. How crazy is that? And the loved one gets home and think you spent a whole lot of time when you haven't done much at all. Now, after the fact, you can actually take a little skewer and add a little white chocolate on it to do something fancy if you want. Maybe even put their name in it, right? My husband's name starts with a D. Maybe I'll take a D and put on there just for him. So, I was thinking just about him. How about that? So there's so much that you can do with these dark chocolate strawberries. Here's one I've already done with the white chocolate. I kind of like to mix it in versus just drizzle it. But you do your own thing. Whatever you feel like doing, that's what you want to do. But keep in mind, these are not so much as a guilty pleasure as you think. Remember, I told you only about 25 to 30 calories for each dark chocolate strawberry. And I got to tell you, I can't resist. I think I'm going to go right in for one. I'll make sure my husband gets the rest because he loves his dark chocolate. I pray you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Valentine's Day, and I'll see you again very soon. Mm.